Gather round me, hearties. As you know, your captain often discusses Star Wars. There's been a lot of Lucasfilm news to cover lately, but another of my great loves, The Lord of the Rings, may also be in trouble. As you may or may not be aware, Amazon has purchased the rights to the franchise and is planning to make a TV series out of it, injecting fresh ideas into the story. This idea, on its very face, reminds me of grave robbery, like something out of Frankenstein.
What is that? I don't know, but if he yells, "It's alive!" we run.
Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, these are among the franchises which have been ruined by modern authors who think they're doing something great by injecting their woke crap into the stories. But at least those properties were willingly handed over by their creators. Anything they do that isn't directly from Tolkien's writing is like grafting an alien appendage onto a stolen body.
Perhaps you're wondering why you have two heads.
I'm afraid The Lord of the Rings may get the full woke treatment. This article was released on Bounding into Comics about a month ago, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to cover it. But I haven't seen anyone else cover it either, so here we go. The Tolkien Society announces Tolkien and diversity theme for summer seminar. Oh goody. This reminds me of that one friend we all have. Though I suppose it's not quite accurate to call him a friend, it's just that rude jerk nobody likes that keeps inviting himself to get-togethers and never takes the hint that he's completely hated. That's what wokeness is.
I just want to hang out. No big deal.
He keeps butting into things and making events all about him, and everyone is too polite to tell him to buzz off. But I'm the blunt a-hole in the group who doesn't mind letting him know what I think.
So dreamy. Nobody asked you, Patrice!
Not that it does any good, he's so desperate for friends he'll just stick around and take the insults because he fools himself into thinking he fits in.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Not listening. Not listening.
Sadly, Christopher Tolkien, the son of J.R.R. Tolkien, died about a year ago. He was the custodian of the franchise after his father died, but now the lineage has been broken and the woke are swooping in to act as stewards.
Gondor has no king. Gondor needs no king.
The Bounding into Comics article reads, the Tolkien Society, the famous educational charity, literary society, and international fan club devoted to promoting the life and works of J.R.R. Tolkien, has announced that the theme of their second annual summer seminar will be Tolkien and diversity. Fan-frickin-tastic. A bunch of pseudo-intellectuals get to impose their modern sensibilities on a piece of literature written going on 100 years ago. Newsflash, SJWs, people like J.R.R. Tolkien and George Lucas have accomplished something that is literally impossible to duplicate using your ideology. They brought people together by creating stories filled with deep, universal truths. Wokeness is only capable of division and angst because the world will never pass the SJW purity test. Revealing the theme in a February 15th call for papers, the Tolkien Society explained that they had been spurred by recent interpretations of Tolkien's creations and the cast list of the upcoming Amazon show to choose the theme of Tolkien and diversity. As they believed it to be crucial, we discussed the theme of diversity in relation to Tolkien. Of course, what they mean by diversity is that they just want to complain about too many whole white dudes being in Tolkien's writings. They want to praise the fact that non-white actors have been cast in the upcoming show, but what they fail to recognize is that diversity was already a major theme within Middle-earth. Look at the relationship between Gimli and Legolas and tell me the story didn't already tackle the issue of looking beyond superficial differences and standing together.
I thought I'd die fighting side by side with an elf.
What about side by side with a friend?
The irony is that the people running the Tolkien Society never learned this fundamental lesson taught in The Lord of the Rings. They're so enchanted by modern-day buzzwords like diversity and inclusion that they still think Middle-earth wasn't a diverse enough place. How do adaptations of Tolkien's works, from film and art to music, open a discourse on diversity within Tolkien's works and his place within modern society? The Tolkien Society continued. Beyond his secondary world, diversity further encompasses Tolkien's readership and how his texts exist within the primary world. First of all, The Lord of the Rings is a myth, and a myth's place within modern society is quite simple. It guides culture with timeless lessons that don't care about the politics of the day. The follow-up question literally backs that point up. Tolkien's readership is extraordinarily diverse because, as I say, the lessons are timeless and universal. In fact, The Lord of the Rings has been translated into 38 languages, so it's arguable that Tolkien is one of the great English exports to the rest of the world. The Tolkien Society further asked, who is reading Tolkien? How is he understood around the globe? How may these new readings enrich current perspectives on Tolkien? You want to know who's reading Tolkien? 38 languages. His work is enjoyable to cultures everywhere. The mystery of how to make the story appealing to people around the world has been solved. The Lord of the Rings does not need diversity lessons from a bunch of stuffy pseudo-intellectuals. Representation is now more important than ever, and Tolkien's efforts to represent or ignore particular characteristics requires further examination, concluded the Tolkien Society. Additionally, how a character's identity shapes and influences its place within Tolkien's secondary world still requires greater attention. Only if you're an idiot. Reading this sort of thing is disheartening though. These are the sort of people who are in charge of Middle-earth now. The sort who, when they host a conference of Tolkien admirers, they don't focus on story, they focus on the idiot politics of the day. These jackanapes are so enthralled with the smell of their own woke farts that they don't notice everyone else holding their nose. Just like Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who before it, this franchise is looking more and more like it will be ruined by people who don't truly understand it.
Don't go where I come, follow.
This upcoming conference sounds like a harbinger of doom. I fully anticipate that this Amazon series will be a train wreck by the end. There's talk of everything from Game of Thrones-styled nudity to a focus on diversity that would put Kathleen Kennedy to shame. I hope I'm wrong, but I got a bad feeling about this. The very warmth of my blood seems stolen away. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.